Well, welcome into the Points of Interest podcast. This is already falling apart. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
2025. 2025.
New year, same directionless podcast.
Yeah.
You're dancing just to me because it wasn't going out to anybody at the beginning. Threw me off.
I know.
There.
I saw that because I have the Twitch up and I'm like, oh, you have the logo. You got the logo up while the music plays. Okay.
Yeah, at least I don't have the fucking, I don't go live and have a 10-minute timer that says I'll be right here in 10 minutes. This is how I get my streaming minutes
So
in.
many streamers, yeah. But you got to get the hours in, right? Because they count hours,
Right.
and so
I just think that's a cheap way to do it, man. Just
yeah. Have yourself a meal, have yourself some dinner. Let the clock,
I had my taquitos.
down.
I already had my taquitos.
Yeah. Frozen?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they were warm when I ate them.
Yeah. Anyway, how's it going, man? How's the new year? How has the first 7 days of 2025 treated you?
Well, Francis, it wasn't even the end of the year before the woes of 2025 already stepped in. It was the week. It was right after we talked, I believe, last week. I go to the mailbox. I go pull something out, pull all the stuff out of the mailbox, and I see something there from the city and county of Denver. And my asshole puckered a little bit because without getting into details, there is some shit that happened, and I thought I might be involved in some shit, and my asshole puckered. And normally, when I check the mail, I grab everything and, bring it home and separate it and give it to the roommates and take mine and usually shred it all. I don't even, whatever. If there's no red on it, it's fine. So I opened that right in the car. And we'll break a little kayfabe. But, I detain people for shoplifting purposes. And I have to go to court for doing my job. And then we're not going to talk about...
That is the most you've just... You went all out on that reveal.
Yeah.
You really pulled back the curtain on that one.
Yeah, well, I did. Look, man, the last time I was in court, it wasn't even for me. But, I almost got in trouble in the court because I got a big mouth.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, at least it's nothing serious. But yeah, that's a really weird... That's a scary thing to get in the mail. Like, I wouldn't want to get anything from LA County in the mail, but like, hey, guy.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you do what I do. Like,
yeah.
I always tell people, on the socials, I escort people, which is technically true. I do escort them to an office, and then we do what we do, and then we let people go. We're not police.
It sounds like you do sexual favors for ladies. That's what it sounds like. Because that's what escorts do.
I mean, yes, but I've also seen that porno too, and
okay.
we don't do that.
Okay. You're more of a Ford Escort than you are. A car that doesn't exist anymore. I'm making a joke about a car that doesn't even exist anymore. Like, I don't even know if Ford makes anymore.
No, they still make the
Ford,
Escort. I think the Escort RS and whatnot is still a thing.
I haven't seen a Ford vehicle in like years. If they still exist, good on them. But man,
well, you know what other car you haven't seen in years? I didn't even write this down. Is a Nissan. You really don't see those anymore.
I don't see those.
They don't really make good cars anymore.
It's fun you should say that because I went out with some friends this weekend, and one of them drives a Nissan,
Oh,
like a brand new Nissan. So I was really surprised.
I
I'm like,
wonder
oh,
what it's a rebadged car of.
you know it is. Yeah, you know it is. You know,
um, in a weird turn of events, and I don't know if it had already happened, but it was definitely talked about. It hit my Twitter circle, which was weird.
sure. Yep.
But Honda and Nissan are looking to merge, or what is really going to happen is Honda is going to take over Nissan, and then
Yeah.
by extension, Mitsubishi.
Well, okay, three of them, all of them gone under
No,
the
no, no, no,
Honda
no.
banner.
3 of them together.
It's just gonna be Honda.
It would no.
They're just gonna
Well,
re-
no. I mean, I think there would still be Nissan and Mitsubishi cars rebranded, probably from Honda, or pick and choose the best parts of Nissan and Mitsubishi, keep the best parts, and then give the rest of them Honda stuff.
Hey, Push.
Hey, Push is
How's it,
here.
Push?
Yes, first
First
podcast
pod.
of 2025. But don't worry, as I've already stated, it's the same exact banter you're used to.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing's gonna. We might have a new graphic or something every once in a while. But yeah.
Everything is the same. But yeah, okay, cool. Look, I mean, I miss Buicks. I miss.
I miss the land yacht of Buick. Yes, it made
I miss,
Buicks were great for Chinese fire drill.
Mhm.
You know, on a busy freeway, not busy, like a standstill traffic on the freeway, or at a traffic light, which was more common. But you know, when you're in gridlock, it's fun to do it then too.
There was also Pontiac. I miss Pontiac.
Again, great land yacht.
Well, they had the Firebird, or whatever. Was
Yep.
it the Firebird? I think it's the Firebird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
The Bandit.
just so many.
The Bandit's car.
I mean, it's like I mean, yeah, like most little boys, you're often like obsessed with cars as children. Like young boys usually often like, I love cars, even though you can't drive one, you really can't do anything with them. But you play with the little Hot Wheel or something, or the Matchbox toy. So you got that.
The
But man.
poster. You know, you get the Auto Trader and someone's selling something that you want. You're like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, totally. Like, there's just but so many of these cars that we grew up with, just gone. Like they don't exist anymore. They don't.
Every once in a
makes me
while,
sad.
I want to go back in time and punch my own self for getting rid of
Why?
the 1972 Dodge Charger I had, just because
There you go.
like it was, it was a classic. It was a classic then. And I was just, nope, I'm on to bigger and better things.
Are you
I mean, I was at the time.
at the time? Yeah.
And I don't have the mechanical
Anyway.
know-how to fucking keep anything running anyhow.
You don't need now. There's always somebody who knows. I'm sure there's.
Yeah, but I
mechanic
mean,
out there.
look, man, I can take it apart. But I don't know if I can put it back
Yeah,
together.
Nah, forget it. You don't need to. Just leave it in pieces.
When I put the fog lights in my
Ginger, by the
car.
way. Hello.
Oh, yes, Ginger's here. When I put the fog lights in my car, even though I was watching the tutorial while underneath my car, I'm like, please don't let me fuck any of this up. I hope I can put this back together.
You don't have to. Again, it's not that important. Not important to put it back.
Yeah.
Just leave it in pieces. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's only happened, I think, once. Where
When
go ahead.
you roll out in your Oldsmobile, you'll be
On my Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme from '92.
your Cutlass Supreme. Yeah.
Sounds like a taco order.
In your I don't know, your Plymouth. I can't think of something. No, I forgot what they did.
I
They're the
mean,
ones who did
modern.
what?
They had no, was that the Bonneville? Who made the Bonneville? I think that was Pontiac or Plymouth. Was it?
I,
I think it was Plymouth that made the Bonneville.
didn't the Plymouth have like that one? The road, not the road, the one with the like the wood paneling on the side. That was like their last car. Who did the Viper? Who did the Viper?
Dodge.
Oh, Dodge Viper.
But they had the Prowler. That's the one you're thinking of. That was their Roadster. That had I think a version of it had wood paneling.
The good old days. Anyway, I'm done talking about. I'm sure I'm boring people talking about cars, but
Oh well, if they're not bored yet, they will be soon.
oh, well, I'm sure, Mr. Josh, you have plenty of fun topics for tonight. So
Well, we'll see. We'll
things.
see if they are, but we will. I don't have a way to do randomization of my topics here, so I will just pick one at random.
Close your eyes and point.
Right.
Close your eyes and point.
The CES. The I don't even know what CES stands for. Consumer Electronic Show. Oh, that's okay. Maybe I did. We're Francis and I are both tech fans here, so it's a tech convention basically where they just show a bunch of new cool tech stuff that hopefully involves not ringing in my phone every 2 seconds.
That's okay. You're popular.
I wish.
You're Mr. Popular.
So there's all kinds of weird stuff that you see. There's prototype vehicles that show up that look nothing like what the car actually ends up looking like sometimes. I'm pretty sure that's where those weird things that I see people wearing that turn into a chair when you when you crouch in a certain way.
Yeah, I saw somebody like they got it.
But we've seen them years ago at San Diego Comic-Con. I saw somebody with one strapped. They had these bars strapped to the back of their legs, and they just kind of crouched and made a chair. But they're becoming more popular. I've seen them. I'm like, what is going on? I've never needed to sit down that badly where I needed to carry a chair with me, strapped to me at all times. But the weird thing that I saw, and it was hitting a lot of the Twitter, like posts. And I was like, why is everybody so amazed by this? Because this is scary. But the robo vacuum that everybody likes? Now it has a robotic arm that can pick things up and move things. What if it picks up your cat and squeezes it to death?
No, well, I mean...
Your cat's super lazy. It doesn't move.
That's the fear, right? The fear is it'll come after you. Or something like it'll break your arm if you go for it. Like
look, I already can't be around vacuums without shoes on anyway. So somebody in my family ran over my foot with a vacuum cleaner, and now I'm scared of my foot and my toesies. It did. It was an old timey vacuum cleaner.
Oh, okay.
They use like SOS pads for fucking bristles or something.
Here's the thing. I've always wanted a Roomba. I think that's what it is, right?
Mm-hmm,
it's a Roomba.
Yeah.
I mean, it has an arm.
I don't. I think they're probably fine for like just like keeping up on debris on your floor, but as far as like vacuuming, it's not really vacuuming.
Yeah, I guess not.
It's just taking care of the debris.
Yes. So that's the most. Is that the fun thing that you? Is that the?
Well,
thing
that and the Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2 got announced, and people are all freaking out about that. And I'm still convinced that the Switch was. Yeah, I saw pictures of it. Maybe it was.
I thought it wasn't supposed to be announced until tomorrow, but okay.
I mean, somebody had pictures of it. Whether they were legit or not, I don't know, but. But Switch 2, okay, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be announced.
That's true. That's a good point. How much is it? I don't know. I'm probably not going to get it, but boy, oh boy.
Well, I'm still convinced that was like probably my dumbest purchase of the pandemic.
Switch? I like the Switch.
I have a game. I don't even play it.
Yeah, I haven't played in the last like 5 or 6 years. I haven't touched it since I played it for about 2 or 3 years tops. What during the pandemic, and I played a bunch of games, and then I'm like, After that, I'm
I
like,
guess I just need to find something that I enjoy playing, but it's I don't know. I looked at the store and I'm just like, eh. Then you get
all right.
the the Nintendo Classic or the Super Nintendo Classic, and there's fun games on there, but then like the games that I would like to play, they're not on there, so I'm just like, yeah, maybe I'll just plug in my Super Nintendo
Well,
or
okay. Well, I
emulate
mean,
it, I guess.
yeah, that's the one thing I like about it is it does have a lot of the. I mean, actually, that makes me want to play it now, like after the show, because it has a lot of old Nintendo games that I used to play that I
Mm.
would love to actually sit down and beat. I never beat them when I had them for the Nintendo. I'm like, oh man, that'd be good, or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, I
see, I
let the
haven't.
store subscription die. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I don't care right now.
it's a good move.
You
Yeah,
don't need it.
look. See, so I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to CES because I didn't actually until you said it today. I'm like, oh right, it is going on. I completely forgot. So the rumor with the arm is the big one.
Yeah,
What
there
else?
was
And
there's
yes,
a set of like AI enhanced like smart glasses that somehow
I want smart glasses.
that somehow
Oh, I really want smart glasses.
projects shit into your eye, but it's done better than like the Apple glasses or the Google Glass. This
Because
actually
they look
looks
like glasses.
they actually look like a pair of glasses that has a super tiny little lens that like shoots lasers into your eyes or something, and gives you. Well, the big thing that they're toting at CES is it's got live translate, so
Oh, nice.
you can read, you can subtitle your conversation with somebody.
Pixel does that. Yeah, Pixel has a. If you're a Pixel phone user and you have Pixel Buds, you can go ahead and do the live translate.
Yeah,
That's
but then
pretty
you
cool.
have to give some. Don't you have to give somebody a fucking one of your buds?
No, 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 no.
No.
What'll end up doing is it'll talk. So in other words, you talk. The person will talk to the phone. It'll translate into your earbuds. You talk back to the earbuds, and the phone will translate for you what you
Mm.
just said in their language. So that's the back and forth. They don't have to wear your earbuds.
Yeah, but then you got to buy them ugly Pixel buds.
They're fine. They go in your ear. There's little buds that go in your ear. It's
Yeah,
all
that's
good.
true. I have
And they're
things.
only, they're only
None of the earbuds really stay in my ear.
You have weird ears.
I have weird
Some
ears.
weird shaped
Yes,
ears.
I need like custom, you know, ear prosthetics or something.
They do. They have stuff that like practically glue earbuds to your ears. Maybe not a little
You remember when
touch.
you were a kid and you were doing the sports? I never did any of the sports that required these, but
I didn't do sports.
okay. Well, there were sports that required you to like go buy a mouthpiece and throw it in a boiling pot of water and stick it
Yeah.
in your mouth afterward.
I did that for martial arts. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So I need that, but for my ear holes.
They do that. They do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, they do. They do custom molds for your ears. So you just pop them in, and they'll stick there. And they're like not made of foam, but they're like made of like a rubber. Yeah, it's out there, man. You just have to hunt it down.
Well, to be honest with you,
Maybe in
when I
CS.
bought those in ear monitors that I used for a minute and a half before I discovered that they suck,
Yeah.
was try to get to kind of like that because they're more in ear, but
Yeah.
no, they're just super tinny and you can't.
I like I like an ear. I like an earbud. I mean, for this I don't. For monitoring I don't. I like cans, but
Yeah.
ear stuff. I like.
Well, when we were doing those panels in an open air environment, that was the one
Yes.
accessory I wish we did have access to was an in-ear monitor. So at least I could understand the conversation I'm having with the person I'm sitting on the couch with. Because it was even though sitting next to someone 3 feet from somebody in an open air environment, it was hard to hear them.
I'm just gonna say this: despite the controversy as to why this convention no longer exists, it was also the logistics. They were really bad at because they had rooms. They freaking had rooms.
Mm-hmm.
They could have used the rooms. They never. I don't know why they never used the rooms. You know?
Yeah.
We had a whole podcast of the hosts and us for an entire room. And like, why don't you put people in there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, outside of them, they're great. I think they should have had an audience, but do it for other people too. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
And they didn't. It's like
nope.
Come on.
Oh well, it was a good learning experience.
It was a learning experience.
It was
and
good to do.
It gave us something that we didn't get until later on anyway. So
that's true.
Like now you're an old hat at this because you're doing it for other companies, but back then,
it was
pre-pandemic,
which
is kind of weird.
Pre a lot of things.
Can't believe that much time has passed. I can't believe it's already been 5 years.
I woke up the other day and went, holy shit, I graduated high school 30 years ago.
You're old.
I'm old. Yeah. No, I don't really think about that kind of stuff, to be honest with you.
Luckily, you look nothing like that. You look like you graduated high school yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but you know what I mean.
Well, I mean...
You kept your youthful glow.
I've always protected the lady catcher, so
that's true. That's true.
They all fall for the eyebrow.
Oh,
it's the only look I got, man.
Thanks, The Rock, for giving Josh the people's eyebrow.
Thank you for addressing him correctly, because I don't know him as Dwayne. He's The Rock Dwayne Johnson.
So, I guess the Golden Globes happened this past weekend, and Vin Diesel came out and addressed The Rock.
I didn't hear it. It just said Vin Diesel addresses The Rock, and then it got uncomfortable.
Because there's the Rock obviously looked like he was pissed because he just walks up to the mic and he looks down and goes, huh, "Hey, Dwayne," and then they pan to The Rock and he's just like he's forcing a smile. He's like, "Oh, I just want to kill this guy." Like it was really funny. Oh man, poor guy, poor Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Poor Vin Diesel. When's the last time he had a job?
He's doing the final forever, hopefully, Fast and Furious movie. So.
Okay, like I said, when's the last time he had a job?
Once he's done with this, he'll do another XXX movie. not porn.
He's just a franchise guy now. He doesn't even try to do anything. He's gonna be fucking the Iron Giant 2.
And then he'll do another Riddick movie. I'm sure he'll do.
I thought XXX and Riddick were the same movie, but okay.
No, he's a James Bond type in XXX, and he's not. I should say James Bond. He's a spy in XXX.
Okay.
And he's a blind space guy in Riddick.
What is the fascination with blind superheroes? I don't have nothing against blind people, but like. What is interesting about a blind lawyer?
I don't know. Oh well, but that's his. That's always been his character. If you're talking about Daredevil, that's always been his thing. You know, what are you gonna do?
I'm sorry.
He was never not blind.
I'm just
and he got blinded by the ooze. He got blinded by the ooze that made the Ninja Turtles. So there you go.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why was there ever that crossover in the cartoon? I would have enjoyed that.
I know. There's a crossover in the comics, but not in the cartoons.
So, speaking of stuff that doesn't matter.
Okay.
I am a avid, well, not as, I am a selective toy collector at this point. And
oh yeah, I realized you tried to collect something recently. Yeah.
And much like Honda Civic pages on the Facebook, there are pages for collecting Transformers. And 99.9% of the time, it's people showing stuff that they ordered and received, kind of rubbing it in your face. Or it's like, here's a prototype, from 84 or something, or even earlier than that when it was, from Micro Change or whatever, from Takara.
Okay.
Every once in a while, somebody will get on there and ask something just ridiculous.
Okay.
Can a Prime transfer their spark, their soul,
Sure,
into another robot through the power of the Matrix? And I couldn't help myself, Francis. It's a toy collecting. It's a toy collecting group. First of all,
sure.
not a comic group, not a cartoon.
That's
It is a
true.
toy group.
Very true.
I replied, "It's a cartoon." Is that going to be your stance on this? Yes, it is.
Now, here's the thing, though. There's a lot of passionate fans.
Yes.
Did you get downvoted?
No.
Did you get...
No. Everybody stayed out except for the OP,
Okay.
and just wouldn't let it go. So
Are you sure?
he said, "You must be a." I said, at the end of the day, this is all to sell toys. All the cartoons, all the comics, were a vehicle to sell toys. Did a lot of lore, stories, and characters come out of the comics? Yes, I do not deny that. But at the end of the day, it was all to sell toys.
Yeah.
You must be a blast at parties. And I'm like, okay, I'm pulling out the sword now. The katana is out, and I'm going for the kill shot.
Oh, no. What'd you say?
Keeping in mind what OP posted.
Yes.
Can a robot transfer their soul into another robot? Via a thing. I'm actually a blast at parties. I love going up to other adults and asking them if robots can transfer their personalities into the other robots through the power of a idol.
Yeah.
You ask those questions outside of collectors groups, and I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. I just insulted you and you didn't get it. I'm done. I'm done. But
I mean,
it's just funny. I think it's a ridiculous thing for an adult to ask. First of all,
what? Yeah. Yes and yes.
remember,
Yes, but
vehicle to sell toys.
I know. But fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of adults, very few adults nowadays, especially around our age, don't grow up anymore. They just don't. Right? Like growing up is no longer.
Wholehearted victim. 47-year-old child.
It's now optional.
47-year-old teenager. One's better.
There's no one out there. No one's giving any. Well, people are giving flack for like, why aren't you like, just working 17 jobs and like doing all this stuff? It's like, because I don't want to.
Because I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, but you should, blah, blah, right? But so I realize I understand that a lot of them don't grow up enough to be like, oh yeah, it's a cartoon meant to sell toys. A lot of them take that kind of stuff very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an excuse,
No.
but I'm noticing it's happening way more as like adults our age being like, by the way, this thing that I'm a fan of, let's do fan theories. I'm like, what is, or like,
Right.
do what ifs and stuff.
It's always, fanfic has always been a thing as long as fandom has been a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not against fanfic. I just think it's ridiculous to openly ask that in a toy collection group. That's not the vehicle for it.
No, it's legit. I get where you're coming from. I'm in
And
place.
you should be in a lore page. You know, you should be in a fanfic page or a comic centric group. You know, whatever. I don't know why. Maybe I was irked because of my escorting job, but see how many people pay attention. But yeah, I just think it's funny for people to just ask ridiculous things like that, and it may not seem ridiculous to them. I realize that, and I'm being shallow or callous or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
it's George Carlin said, if you're older than 10 years old and you're still wearing your hat backwards, it's time to spin that motherfucker around. You're an adult.
I'm actually really surprised the number of people who are, again, around our age who will wear their hat backwards. It's like, you're not a kid anymore. That's weird.
I'm all for being a kid and letting your inner child run free.
Sure.
But you also can't get offended when an adult challenges your ridiculous kid theory.
Yeah.
As another adult. I mean, come on.
Well, here's the real question.
If Harry Potter had different glasses, would he have the same powers?
Did someone answer his... Well, here's the thing, though.
I think they did, but like, you know, when you go back and look at responses, you only see your responses unless you go through the, you know, button pushes.
Thread.
I didn't care enough.
Again, if it was a toy Harry Potter toy thread, yeah, that'd be a ridiculous question to ask, like, you know, theory crafting in a toy thread. But if there's a Harry Potter like story thread where it's like, oh well, let's talk about the story, that makes sense, right? Yeah, I see where you're coming from. In other words, I see where you're coming from.
Especially when you, if you, it doesn't matter what fan group thing that you on the Facebook or whatever social media thing, Pinterest, I don't care, whatever. Yeah. You look at that stuff because you want focused content.
Yes.
So when it's outside of that, it's just like, did you look at all of the posts before you posted what you posted? Because I'm sure you would notice that these are all toys. All the posts are about toys. And you come in here with a lore question. That's weird.
Did you see, okay, so unrelated.
Yes.
Did you see the tank Megatron that had been making the rounds that, like,
yes,
you talk to it and it transforms?
Yes, it just like the Grimlock and Optimus Prime that came out. Yes.
I've seen the Grimlock and the Optimus, but I never saw it when you talk to it and you say, "Hey Megatron, transform." It's like, "Yes, I will." And he transforms by himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, into Megatron. It's like, "Hey Megatron, transform." It's like, "I will transform again," and he transforms.
Oh my god! I want annoyed Frank Welker. When you like transform it 3 times in a row and you go for that 4th one. Fine. Make your fucking mind up.
Yeah. It was,
oh my god.
Okay,
that would be so fucking awesome.
Hey, next convention, be like, "Hey man, can you do this voice?"
I'm gonna hack your fucking Megatron toy and make it sound annoyed instead of menacing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking funny.
I would enjoy that.
That would be so. I would spend $1,000 on that. I don't know where I'd get it, but I'd spend it.
You'll make it work. You'll make it work.
Oh man. Yeah, because you know you'd have to pay a lot of money to get his voice to be released. Well, I mean, unless you were slick about it, and
Nah.
it's like you like treasure hunted. That's not the word. Treasure hunt. What's the thing where you go around the neighborhood and you get scavenger hunt? You scavenger hunt certain words, like every sitcom has ever done in the world, and they record. You know, I think there's a whole movie where they did that. Sneakers. You ever see that one?
I have not seen Sneakers.
Oh, that's a good movie, man.
Okay.
Dan Aykroyd's in it when he's starting to go crazy.
About shoes.
Sidney Poitier is in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a royalty right there.
I think River Phoenix.
All right. I mean, you lost me at River Phoenix, but that's fine.
Okay. Well, I try to think of something witty, and I can't think of anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Robert Redford is in it.
Oh, yeah. Robert Redford.
Ben Kingsley. This is a cast.
It's a good
This is a
movie.
cast.
It's funny.
Oh.
You know, it shifts
Need a
gears a
thriller.
couple times. You're kind of like, what the fuck? But, you know, it's funny.
All right, I'm gonna watch this.
You should.
That seems. I mean, that's a good cast.
It
It's a
is.
really good cast.
It is. I think you would enjoy it. You could put it on your list of movies to watch and hopefully put it
I know.
closer to the
my
top.
Ever-growing list of movies to watch.
As well, speaking of ever-growing list of movies, what other fun activities do you have lined up in 2025?
For me?
Well, yeah, I'm talking to you.
I don't have anything going on.
Well,
I don't know. That's the funny thing. I haven't planned anything. Like normally I have. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What?
I think I forgot. I do have something planned. I have like a concert this month that I completely forgot the other thing that's going to be happening, and I need to quickly look this up while you tell me what you're going to do because I forgot.
Well, I was really hoping you were going to fill up some time with all the fun stuff that you had planned, but since you
Well,
didn't,
here's the problem.
go ahead.
No, because here's the thing. I have been trying to go out a lot. I'm not doing any conventions. I think I'll pay for. I might pay for Anime Expo just because I've never been. I mean, I've been once, but I haven't been since, and that's been 20 plus years ago. So I kind of want to go just because I know it's a kind of a cool convention to go to.
You can go hang
But
with
I'm
the
not.
weebs.
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not doing. You know, I kind of dropped
The
WonderCon,
otaku.
not because I want to, but just because I don't have time. Right, I don't do a podcast outside of these. Right.
Sure.
So it's like, I mean, I can go for points of interest, but I'd only go for a day, and I wouldn't do too much unless you were there, right? Like if you were there,
Right,
you'd do
and
something.
let's be honest, I don't think I can handle a weekend at an anime convention, even with support.
No. But I mean, like for WonderCon though, you would go.
Oh yeah,
go for
well,
WonderCon.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not an anime convention. There's just
No, I'm saying I would. If I'm WonderCon, I would have taken you with me to WonderCon. Like I
Oh.
would go to WonderCon if you
Sure.
were going to be there. But
Sure.
I don't.
I don't know if that's going to be in the books this year, but
Yeah. You have a lot of escorting to do.
there's those. I actually had to get a real escorting job. I think there's things that the lady wants to go to Mexico for her birthday in March, and I'm like,
Which part of Mexico?
the
In
good.
other words, like Tijuana
parts?
or like Mexico City or
She said Mexico.
Mexico.
I she does the planning. I support.
Yeah, just go to resort.
I would hope so. Contact Judy. Be like, show us around. If we went to Tijuana, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be on the plans. Maybe a trip up to the hot springs again. That could be a thing.
That would be good.
I want to go to Vegas. I want to want to see the Strip. I want to have White Castle. I want to see people try and sell me hookers. You know, I want to see the whole thing. I want to see the experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much money on the gambling part because let's face it, if I go to Vegas, it'll be there by the skin of my teeth. So, or if I go anywhere, it'll be the skin of my teeth. I don't know what the exchange rate is to pesos, but that'd probably be the only place where I can go and be fucking ghetto fabulous.
Oh yeah, it's cheap, super cheap in Mexico. Like, you can have a full like meal for two for under $5. So you'd be fine. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Very,
So,
very cheap.
well, yeah. I mean, it's probably the flight because it's technically international. Is it? Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you get to finally use your.
Well, that's the other thing. It expires this year, so I don't
Mine,
even know if I can use it right now. Hang on. When does it expire? I have it right here. August of this year. So like, if I'm going to use it, I have to use it. I think pretty quick, or I have to get a new one.
we both. I feel like we both must have gotten it at the same time because mine expires that same time. Like,
I believe, Francis, we were both trying to make our way up to Canada,
yeah.
and we were doing it kind of. Well, I was doing it last minute because funds.
Right.
But what else? So what the hell else? 25. Yeah, I don't know. To hit conventions as best in as many as I can. It's getting tougher to do so just because I don't have a Monday to Friday job.
Okay.
So it makes it a little harder because I have to actually schedule for days off or call in sick, supposedly.
Sure.
Or just eat it. And it's tougher that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, staycations, conventions, new restaurants. I don't know, like just adventuring as much as and best as you can.
Well, yes, and I think that's a really good idea, and I hope you can. I mean, I'm still gonna just like, I didn't know we were talking about this. I would have been more prepared, but like, yeah, I don't, there's not much, like, I don't know. I wish we could like things were a little more stable and we could do, because we did this one year where every month Josh and I went to a new convention.
In a different city.
Every month in a different city, in a different state. Like we went to a convention more or less every month. Like we went to 10 I think about 10 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
You went to more because you did a lot of
Local shows, yeah. But traveling to Philadelphia and California and
Washington,
we were all over the place.
we were all over the place. Yeah. So
And it
I'm
was
looking forward
it was
to
a
doing
blast.
that again.
It was a blast. My wallet hurt, but
Well, yeah.
but as soon as I recoup, it was off to another adventure. So it was like
Yep.
it was okay because I wasn't in the hole really. I was just like, oh fuck, that was fun. Let's try and save as much as we can because in 3 weeks we're going again.
Yep.
And making tips definitely helped because I wasn't just relying on a
Yeah, the
paycheck.
good old
I
days.
I had a couple $100 coming in every week.
Yeah. It's a good thing you're not in a job where a tip is a requirement because there's a lot of pushback on tips lately. A lot of pushback on tipping culture.
I'm an over tipper, so it's hard for me to
Okay, well,
why
question, for instance.
why am I over tipper? Is that going to be your question?
No.
Okay.
My question is, so there's certain scenarios where I feel like tipping isn't like it's weird to tip, right?
Okay.
Like, let's say you go and order food for pickup at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tip for the pickup, even though they didn't really do anything for you other than do what their job is, which is make your food? Like, would you tip? Because they'll give you a tip. They'll give you a tip line
Right.
for when you
Right.
go and pick up your food. Would you tip?
If it's from a local joint,
No, let's say it's from a chain like Chili's or something.
oh fuck no.
You know. Okay.
Okay, but if I'm in the Chili's, whoever my
Well, that's
waiter,
different, though.
waiter, waitress is
Yeah, yeah.
gonna get more than 20%.
Sure, because they earned it. They did work for it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the people like who just
Oh,
if I mean, they do work, I guess, but-
if you're, I'm trying to choose the right words, Francis.
all right, go for it. Go for it.
But if you're, God damn it, if you're just standing behind a counter making my food, I don't know. If you got a good personality while you're making my elongated sandwich, then
A lot of those places, though, what they do is they put it on a counter, right? And then you come in, you say your name, they look for your name, and they give it to you. Nothing.
oh,
else.
if like I said, if it's a pickup and it's local, it's a local joint. Any local
Yes.
joint pickup, or I'm there, you're getting tipped, because
Okay.
I like local joints.
You're very generous. You're very generous.
But if I'm going to a place to get an elongated sandwich,
Yeah.
you better talk my ass off
Well, that's
or
why
be cute
it's-
as shit, because otherwise it's hard for me to justify that one. You're still doing something for me. You're still doing it. Now, I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But it's a little harder to justify.
Someone posted on either Reddit or Twitter a receipt they got from a restaurant where they had 2 tip lines. They had tip and additional tip as their tip lines.
What the
yes.
fuck is that?
Well,
I'm going to
I
tip the
don't
tip?
know. Apparently,
You can't tip a tip.
had-
You can only do one tip.
I'm just saying, like, this is why people are feeling like, and then some places just put, most places will be like, if you have a party of 10, we just put gratuity on there, like
Yes.
it's stamped on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like more and more places are just like, well, here you go. Here are your choices for like when you buy from us. Here's you got your food. We turn the little thing over and it gives you the choices for tip. And oftentimes it'll say 20, 15, no tip. They take out the no tip thing. They just put 15, 20, 25. So they force you to tip, which is why again I think people are getting very upset. Tipping culture.
The famous, infamous Casa Bonita restaurant,
Yeah.
owned by the South Parkers.
Yes.
They changed the format, the pay format, so they don't get
Oh.
minimum wage. They get an hourly. They're like fucking $25 an hour or something like that. So the restaurant doesn't have a tip line on your itemized receipt.
Okay.
They're like, you can tip us. It's got to be cash. But you can tip us. It's just like there's no tip line for credit card or whatever.
Okay.
Because we get paid so well. And the 2 times I've gone, the party leader tipped the shit out of the waiter because they were both big, fairly big parties. One was a huge party, one was a family size, but still,
I feel like you should tip, especially if you're a large party, no matter if they get paid well or not. I feel like you're putting a lot of extra work on the guy who has to serve that table. So
there's
I believe a tip is-
hang on, there's 2, 4, 8 of us going to dinner
that's a lot.
in like a week's time, and
Okay.
the monkey Grinch got thrown in the conversation tonight, but it's like any place we go, we got to make sure we let them know ahead of time that we're coming, because that's a lot, Depending on where you go, 8 is a lot. Some places that's nothing. They're like, oh, we got a party of 50 over here, so no problem. 8's easy. But yeah, you got to plan. You got to kind of plan ahead for that. And 8 people, you want to go someplace that you can actually speak to everybody. You don't want to go to someplace super ass loud.
No.
Otherwise,
Like the club.
Like the club, exactly, or the Benihana. Wonderful place.
Oh yeah.
Not dissing the Benihana. Love Benihana, but not a place to have a conversation.
No.
I don't know what restaurant's a good place to go. Fucking Olive Garden because nobody goes there. Oh God, ouch. There's one across the street. And I've never been to it.
That's okay. It's not real Italian, so no one's offended.
It's true. It's true. Plus, it's pasta, and I just can't justify going out for pasta.
Oh yeah.
I will, but it's a hard sell for me. Hard sell. What are we doing here? Time. Okay. So CES, New Year's stuff.
I'm a little surprised you didn't bring up the one topic that we had talked about earlier, or maybe you did. Did you? You did.
No, we do that. We do that. All right. So WWE debuted on Netflix yesterday on the Monday.
Live, right?
Live, yes. Streamed better than the Tyson fight. There was no Bear Tyson Ass or Triple H Bear Ass or
Darn.
No Bear Ass. There was a lot of butt cheek, but no Bear Ass.
Okay.
I watched some of it. Once I realized that somebody that I was interested in making their debut in WWE wasn't going to happen until next week, I kind of stopped watching it and didn't really care.
It's a weekly thing.
It's a weekly show. Yeah. So then the SmackDown, the other weekly show they have, is still going to be running on USA Network, I believe is where it is. At least for the time being. But Raw is going to be on Netflix for the foreseeable future. They had a big 10-minute cold open to the show, showing you the history of wrestling, period. But, WWE wrestling, formerly.
Okay. Yeah.
No mention of Vince whatsoever. At one point, the voiceover basically tells you that this is scripted.
Really?
Yes. Like they actually showed somebody
I don't like
old timey footage typing a script next to a wrestling ring on a typewriter.
I don't like that.
But at the same time, kind of like reset kayfabe at the same time by doing it, by saying like this is all scripted and it's okay because so is Marvel and you love that, and like they didn't use Marvel specifically, but action movies and comics and this is all of this is scripted material and you love that. There's no reason not to love this as well. I'm trying to bring in new audience.
Okay.
Rock Dwayne Johnson showed up. He said a bunch of stuff.
Who's so with Vince not being like the face of the company? Is there anyone that's going to be coming around with their arms flailing and
not flailing, but Triple H? You may have heard that name before.
Yes,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
Those are the two names he wrestled under. Paul Levesque is his name. He is the creator of director of creative for WWE. He's a former wrestler.
Okay.
He's married into the McMahon family through Vince's daughter, Stephanie.
Okay.
But he's gone. She's technically not a part of anything, but he was named creative director. So he opened up the show. I think it was his voice doing the voiceover. They had a big scrim over the ring, so you couldn't see anything. They dropped it. He was in the center of the ring, and he did his.
Okay.
I'm a boss, but I'm also a former wrestler promo kind of thing, and started the show. The Rock came out, did some things. John Cena did some things. It was a glorified house show from my perspective. I expected a little bit more for their first show on Netflix, but you know, the train is still rolling. The debut I wanted to see is going to happen this coming Monday, so you know,
warming up. They're warming.
Yes, so I'll watch it then. It was still 3 hours. They've been to 2 hours the last 6 months on whatever channel they've been on for Raw, but now it's back to 3, and they can go. They don't have an overrun, you know, like they did on a network where they might overrun 5 minutes. They don't have to worry about that anymore. What's the fucking rapper guy that did the concert where people died in? What's that guy's name?
What?
There was a rapper guy that did a big fucking huge show. People got trampled and he kept rapping.
Did he really? I don't know.
Travis Scott. Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Okay.
He was there for some reason, smoking a blunt.
Yeah, they showed a couple of celebrities that went to WWE.
Macaulay Culkin got the biggest pop of the night.
Topanga from Boy Meets World was there.
I didn't see that.
Francis from Boy Meets World was there.
Who?
The guy who played the brother of Malcolm.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I was thinking Malcolm in the Middle, not Boy Meets
World. Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
I'm thinking of wrong one. Never mind. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, so there's Macaulay Culkin was there. Macaulay Culkin was there.
A huge pop for that guy. Who knew?
This is the Renaissance. This is the resurgence, man.
Yeah.
He's making a comeback. Home Alone 5.
Oh God. The only way that I could see it is if he mysteriously, for some reason, loses his son, or he and his son go on an adventure in a house.
He's the criminal, and he's the one who sets up the trap for the kid.
We gotta get you a pen. You gotta write this. You gotta write this shit down. Live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Exactly. That'd be really funny. I would watch that. That'd be really.
I think that's what I'm doing in my job now.
No, you're not the villain.
I mean, I feel like it sometimes.
They're the villain. You know.
Yes,
they're the villain.
I know, but like, I'm such an asshole. Yeah.
They're the villain.
I know, but here's the thing: I don't know how to be good cop, Francis.
That's okay.
I don't know how to be like somebody. Okay, everything's gonna be okay.
Someone else will do it. Someone else will always do it.
Somebody else typically does, and then I tell them to shut the fuck up, and I step back in front.
You crack your knuckles. You get to business.
You know what? Okay, so I never mind. Never mind. Start talking about work stuff too much. It's because it's fun. I'm obviously having a good time at work, so I want to talk about it.
Yeah, you are. It's people don't know this, but it's one of the many. It's like the big thing that we talk about before this show. We like to talk a lot about Josh's work.
Of all the jobs I've done, though, it is the most interesting.
Well,
selling weed was pretty selling weed was pretty interesting.
Yeah, but we talked about the drama more than we did the work.
That's true.
We talked about just the drama of the office more than like, oh, this is what I do, and this is the fun stuff I get to do because of what I do.
True.
So it's a big difference.
But, you know, 10 plus years of knowing me, it's nice to know I'm having fun at least.
You are.
But, you know, speaking of my job, kind of, sort of, in a weird way, as of the 1st, I believe, or damn near the 1st of the year, California passed a law making stealing a felony. Now, I didn't really read up on it. I did kind of buzz. I buzzed an article, and it looked like it was organized crime is a felony.
Right.
So you, as a singular person going in and snatching yourself a tall boy, I don't believe that's going to be a felony. But you and your boys go in and take a bunch of tall boys. I believe that constitutes a felony. A group of 3 or more, I believe. I saw something.
Yes.
Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say. So, pre this law, our wonderful governor Gavin Newsom was like, crime unproportionately targets minorities. And I hate that minorities are going to jail because they shouldn't, because they should have opportunities, etc. Except they're the ones committing the crime. Well, I mean, not all minorities. Okay. Not to put my foot in my mouth.
Right,
but
right.
Like,
I know what you're saying.
The goal of it was to kind of lessen the disparity of the number of people going into jail. Well, the people hated it because they're your videos for years, especially during the pandemic. You saw them. I know you saw them on Twitter. Not you personally, Josh, but the people listening. You saw it on Twitter. You saw it on Facebook. The roving gangs of people entering a Louis Vuitton store, grabbing everything they can get because anything under $950 was a misdemeanor, and cops did not care to process those crimes because nothing would happen, right? They'd just get kicked back out into the system. So for years, people were videotaping crimes, and then it went to Walgreens and CVS's, and you saw that Walgreens, there were articles of Walgreens shutting down in certain parts of California because they were just getting hit so often. And in In-N-Out, for the first time ever in Oakland, California,
I saw that.
Left an area.
It was like one of their first ones, wasn't it?
Yes, sort of. Yeah, they originated down here, but yeah, that was one of their first ones. Was for Northern California. One of the first ones was in Oakland, and they're like, every day, apparently 300 days out of 365 days, there was a crime of some sort that happened on their premises, whether it was robbery or whatever. So this past year, they're like, well, we're gonna pass a law. We're gonna vote in a law that says that stealing is a crime again. So you cannot steal. It's essentially bringing back the 3-strike law again, which was very popular here, right? Three minor, frozen.
But I can still hear you though. You're still there. I can still hear you.
Josh staring at the screen.
But you're still there. I can hear you. I can hear you though.
I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. You can't hear me, but I can hear you. This is like a Verizon commercial.
It's near the end anyway, so whatever.
It's like a Verizon commercial going on here. We're just talking and nobody can hear anything.
Sadly, I can't hear you through Discord. I can see you talking through Twitch, but I can't hear you talking. Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you talking through Discord. Oh, the silly internet.
It's like it is. You come here to experience what 1995 was like on the internet.
Your 56 broadband.
I might have to just start using that as part of the intro music.
Welcome to our 56K broadband show.
I might have to change the name to that, actually. Yeah, so don't steal in California. It's a felony.
Don't steal. But
don't steal, period.
You brought it up because of a video you saw, though.
Yeah, there was a video of ladies hitting it. I'm assuming it was multiple stores. I believe there's 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And it looked like they came into one store, picked up reusable bags, went around and stole a bunch of stuff, got picked up by the police, and there were 2 ladies in the back of a squad car. And one lady kept calling the other lady a bitch. What?
I love this video.
No, one lady kept calling the other lady a bitch instead of like girl, or something like that. She said, "Bitch, this is Orange County. They don't play. Bitch, it's a felony to steal.
Exactly.
Bitch, this. Bitch." It was funny as hell.
It was.
Because the one that was saying bitch this, she didn't seem to care too much. But the one that was asking the question seemed to care a lot more.
Yeah. It must have been her first time out or something, and didn't know that
Maybe.
the law had passed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Push is asking about what about Florida? I'm not really sure. To my knowledge,
Did they change it?
we don't have any. I have zero connection to Florida, and I don't want to speak for Francis, but I don't believe he has any connection to Florida.
I don't. None.
So I have no idea if
you
they
know
changed.
Push, tell me about it.
I'm curious. I mean, it's interesting because I do remember California doing that. I do remember seeing videos of like people going to the iPhone store and stealing every iPhone, which
Yep.
I don't even think those are active. And what's the stupidest thing they steal in the world is a cell phone, because they all have GPS trackers in them, or trackers. They all have GPS receiving so they can be found.
Yep.
Tinfoil hat, anything there, but
So, just as an aside to that, in Japan, none of the iPhones in the Apple Store are tethered. You can pick one up. It's not tethered in any way. You can spin it around, because the Japanese don't play like that. The Japanese know, like, they don't.
stealing is wrong.
That stealing is wrong. They know this, and they don't steal. Like, it's unbelievable. I so desperately want to live in Japan. Every time I've been there, every time I hear new stuff about Japan, it's just like, God.
But Francis, you hear about fun things, and then you hear about working 70 hours a week as a Geigen, and getting your ass kicked, and then you watch the tiny apartment videos, and super affordable to live there. But then, I own things.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be in. I'm going to be out all the time. Anyway.
That's what everybody
if I'm
says.
Living in Japan.
That's what everybody says.
I totally would be, though. I think I would be. I totally would. I just be like, I'm going to go to this place because it's cheap to eat. So I just eat out all the time. It's super cheap to eat, and it's just like it's fresh. It's like everything's fresh.
You're not wrong.
It's just I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be mad. Is all I'm saying. They wouldn't accept me, obviously, because I'm too non-Japanese, but I don't care.
You just
like, I'm South
look at all the anime I've watched. What do you mean?
Exactly. Look at those anime. Look at my collection of anime. Come on. Look at my manga collection.
I like Asian women.
Asian women.
There are cheap houses in Japan. There's some cheap houses in Japan.
A lot of them are abandoned. Yeah, a lot of Japanese houses are super cheap because the population is like.
And that's I guess that's something the section of YouTube I've not really looked at is like Japanese houses. So I always just see tours of tiny Japanese apartments.
No, dude, the houses, man.
I'll have to look for that.
Kyoto has like houses and they're hidden, but they're big. Right, but they're long. They're not like big in the sense of like they're big. They're long houses, right? But they, you fit a family of 4 in it, and you can't see it because it's like in between buildings and stuff. So you just it like blends in with everything. So you don't know it's a house there. But yeah, there you go. You don't need a car because public transportation is amazing in Japan. Like, you don't need a car,
except for when it's after 10 and you can't get back to your hotel.
Okay. That was the Shinkansen. And if I were staying in Kyoto, it would have been a different story. Yes. I didn't have no bullet train goes out after 10. You're right. I can't argue that. But
you know what? What a happy mistake to make.
Exactly. Yeah.
I only bring it up because I'm fucking jealous that I didn't get stuck in fucking Kyoto overnight with friends that just happened to fucking be there.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah. Welcome to the madness.
I would totally buy a house there, though. 100%. right there.
I would, it's something we've both talked about. You've actually done it, but it's something it's on the bucket list. I just
call you XO. Okay.
Just call me.
I will call you XO.
Sounds good.
It is a bucket list. Yeah, we'll go. We'll go Japan. Have some sushi. They don't use I don't think they use sunflower oil or stuff, so you might be okay.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
That's true. You gotta go.
You gotta be like John Wayne and just tell your allergies to just go on, back off. That was the worst John Wayne impression in the world.
I didn't even know you were trying.
I didn't really. I wasn't really trying, I guess.
Okay.
I can't even. It's been too long to even think of what John Wayne even sounds like. It'd probably come out more like Harvey Keitel or something.
Oh my goodness.
So let me look at my little list here of everything. That. Oh yeah. So people are mad at that honey web extension thing. I mean, if it gets you a deal, I say use it. I don't make any money off of this content, so you know what?
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. But the controversy or the proven facts out there is that your favorite content creator, he's slanging. I have nothing. He's slanging these Bic pens, and if you go to Bic and use my discount code, eat a bowl of dicks 10, you'll get 10% off your order. But if you follow that link, then the little honey extension pops up, and you click on the honey extension, and you get basically the same discount. You do get the same discount. Honey then takes all that content creator's cut.
Yes, yeah. The commission they would have gotten for the referral to that place it's not even on the on the content creator, the user who has it on their browser,
is the guilty one.
Code.
Yeah,
it changes codes so that they get the referral even though it's kind of weird. It's like they're kind of giving money to themselves, right? Even though they're stealing their money, they're kind of just like, well, we're stealing the money we would have given you anyway. I don't know, but yeah.
It's a little nefarious when it goes and changes the promo code. A little nefarious. But you know what? If my little H pops up on my web browser while I'm purchasing something, and it saves me more than $5.
Saves a lot of money with honey. A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, like it's gotta be worth it. It's gotta be worth it. But yeah, using discount codes.
Yeah, I saved like $90 once on a purchase because it took some. Here's the worst part because I didn't know this was all before I knew all this stuff. It took an influencer's promo code that they use for themselves. It just gave it to me because it's apparently I don't know how I knew it, but there was some text that said it was like a influencer user code. I'm like, well, it saved me $100, so I guess I'll use it. So I used it to buy something, save me $100.
Nice.
Fine
nice.
By me.
That's like when you're out someplace and somebody messed up the price gun. And they marked it for 93 cents, not $93, and you just got yourself a new thing.
93 cents, I'll take it.
My best friend,
hand over.
Those type of deals fall in his lap all the time. Yes. All the time. The cameras he has on his house fell in his lap. The cameras he has for his truck that he's building fell in his lap. It's just like, how does that happen? Now, put it in a context, right? Things fall in my lap too. I just got to look at it in bigger picture. But a lot of cool stuff has fallen into his lap, and I'm like, I like cool stuff too, man. You don't even like drones. Why do you got one? Let me play with it.
Good question. Good question.
But yeah, having stuff is fun. Having buttons to push and controllers to move things around or screens to touch. It's all.
I feel like you're scrambling now.
I am because I'm tired and it's late and I've run out of things. It's hot in here. So that's gonna do it for this week. What?
It's hot, huh?
Yes, I have three screens running right now, 2 gigantic LED panels, and a fucking ancient TV that puts out lots of heat. So
Perfect for your cold Colorado winters.
ain't that about a bitch? Which, looking at Mexico and hot springs places, looking real nice right now because I'm cold. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future. But Francis, do you have anything to add? Throw in there and do it now because I'm about to hit buttons.
17 plus 13 is 30, so that's something I can add.
The amount of years it's been since I graduated high school. That's sad. That's crazy. That's going to do it, I guess, then. Hitting the music. Francis, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, there's one spot, and it's called @AKA the other guy, because every social media platform has that one name, and you will find it. Just go there. You'll find my website. You'll find the co-hosting stuff that I do. It's just that one, just on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Twitch, on you name it. It's the same thing everywhere. Just look at that look.
The growing just grin of death. That's not the case for me. You need an atlas to find everything that I'm involved with.
Legend.
Yeah, decoder ring as well, but you can call voicemail text 314-764-7631. Spells out POI Pod 1. Email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. There's some synergy there. It makes some sense. And then after that, it's gone. YouTube, POI Podcast, the RSS feed. Just message me because it's everywhere. But when I try to find it, I can't find it. But I have the link to every one of the RSS feeds out there. But if you could find it, let me know. Because it's there.
I know.
Even if you search it, sometimes you can't find it. But I have the link. It goes right to it. Anyway, we'll be back next week. Hopefully on a Tuesday. Hey, Liquid Death, we really like you. You should sponsor us. Yeah, see? I got one too. You can't really see it because of the blur, but I got one too. We'll be back. Have fun, everybody. The song's ending. The show's ending. I'm hungry. I'm tired. We're out of here. Bye. Oh, I forgot to hit this.